And bam, what is up? And welcome back to Nando Talk. It is the first time I'm streaming in a while, so I doubt I'm probably going to get a lot of people, not much traction going. But for those who do tune in, thank you for watching. We're going to be covering the first day of practice open to fans. That's right, it's Miami Dolphins training camp. It was an absolute blast. I'll be showing videos I took today, some stuff from around Twitter, so around the social media sphere to cover the practice. You've been maybe have been hearing if it's good or it's bad. I'll let you guys decide. My opinion, it was a great defensive practice. Not the greatest offensive showing, but hey, that's why we've got two sides of the ball, 53 men on the roster at the end of the day. Right now, we're still obviously a much bigger number than that. But for all intents and purposes, I think the defense had a great day. Fangio is continuing to show why he's probably one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. My God, was it giving the offense trouble? We'll get to that in a second. Thanks for those tuning in, jumping in right now. It has been a while. So, what is up, JM Santos? Thank you for tuning in, boss man. I did get a little signings from the hat today, so it's a fun time. First one, I got Bennett Williams. Shout out the guy. We'll be talking about cornerbacks as well with the Jalen Ramsey situation, and as well as adding Eli Apple, what the cornerback room looks like. And it's all thanks to Bennett Williams as well, young rookie out of Oregon, 24 years old, first kid to sign in the hat, and I was very happy. I got Xavier Howard as well. I got little Javon Holland, Blake Ferguson, and of course, Fody Glock, Mr. Nick Needham on the bottom over here. So it was a fun, good day at training camp overall, I'd say. Love the hat. Thank you, boss. Gonna keep adding the signatures. Last year, I got some pretty wicked signings on my hats, like over here. So I'm going to try to get it a little better this time. Hopefully, with the wider brim, it'll be a little easier for the players. Everyone was super nice. So that's what I think the first thing I'm going to touch upon, guys. Cornerbacks, as I wait for people to get in so I can talk more about training camp. Guys, in the cornerback situation, shout out Bennett Williams, first of all, the Oregon corner. We had another Oregon player last year, Verone McKinley, undrafted free agent. Same situation as Bennett Williams this year. Javon Holland is making that Oregon pipeline known. So that's going to be a fun little addition. But I think cornerback, guys, is honestly in a good situation. From the way I saw the defense playing today, I was very excited for what Fangio could be molding this unit into. Yes, last year the practices were a little bit more exciting with the offense clicking with the new McDaniel fire, but it seems that this year it's the Fangio-led unit that seems to be better placed, at least for the start. Again, this is the first day of practices open to fans. I'll be going to more practices throughout the week. I'll be showing some more videos tomorrow. I'm going with two of my buddies. Shout out Alan and Mr. Zach. We'll be going having a fun time getting there nice bright and early. But I think the defense today had a massive showing. There was a couple moments here and there where the offense was clicking in the first half. But come the second half, I don't know if it was the heat. I don't know if it was Fangio was starting to dial up. Not much blitz, a lot of man coverage, but not really a lot of blitz packages today. They were still getting sacks. They were still getting after it. They were still causing the offense trouble. In one-on-ones, you know, Tua was making some nice throws. So was Mike White. Skylar Thompson was showing the arm off. Honestly, in the first half, the QBs were looking fine, except for Justin Blackman. That kid's definitely a camp arm. You know me, I love to be positive about my Dolphins, but sheesh, when you're 6'6", 185, man, I'm 5 pounds heavier than you. Justin Blackman was probably the only QB in the first half who was not slacking it. Then they got to those little red zone drills, and then Tua hit two, Mike White hit two, Skylar Thompson struggled a bit there, and then it flipped. That's when the defense started to just really show up and show out. It seemed that on the 11-on-11 drills, they were dominating. Okay. There were a couple of moments. We saw that Mike White perfect dime to little Jalen Waddle. He got up and made the play, of course. That was a beautiful throw. We saw the two to Tyreek touchdown for 75 yards. Yes, Tyreek slowed down a little bit, but hey, we're not going to contend over this point again. We've even seen Patrick Mahomes force Tyreek Hill to slow down. The man is just fast. That's what practice is for. You're getting used to the timing again. You're getting all according to it. So I get it. There were some struggles on the offense, but they're getting used to it. They're getting after it. They're getting their stuff together. That's what practice is for, guys. Get the kinks out of the way and be good to rock, man. Boss man Nando, sometime later this week, we got to link up, man. Hey, Cap for Life, thanks for tuning in, man. If you're going to practices, I would love to today. For anyone, if you might have seen me, I wasn't really paying too much attention. I was with my younger brother and my dad. It's probably the only practice they're able to make. It's based off of their work schedule. So, hey, it was a pretty fun time with the family today. I'll be going with my buddies for most of this week, maybe with my younger brother, but I'll be a little bit more flexible. So I'm definitely down to meet up with some people, have some nice beers, have a good one. Moya TV, thanks for tuning in right now. What's good? Fins up, baby, in the house. Just talking a little training camp, not getting into the deep ends of it right now, just a little bit of the surface level basics. Because honestly, I was just trying to take it all in, man. You know me, I am a massive positive guy. I love the Finns, I love the energy. So for me, while it wasn't the most energetic practice, it was very hot. The offense still had to work out some kinks, and it was a big defensive day. I still had fun. I still was able to look at all the little units working together, and I was like, wow, man, this is just a sight to see. It's just fun to see the boys back at work, back grinding. Okay. When it started off with just Jalen Phillips coming onto the field, clapping us up, hyping everybody, doing the little heart sign as you've seen on a little social media. That was a great time. Zach Thomas coming out and hyping everyone up. I'm going to pull up that clip actually right now while I get some stuff up, because my God, Zach Thomas is just an absolute treat, man. I'm so glad he's going to the Hall of Fame. Him starting us up for training camp was a beautiful way to get us dialed in. I'll be showing a couple videos, so I'm going to start off with this Zach Thomas stuff, firing us up though. So let's go. It's been a while since I streamed. Give me a second. Let me do the little screen sharing. Sound might be a little high, so take that into account as I play this next part. Present, share, ding, ding, ding. Gotta love the solo dolo Nando. Thanks for tuning into the experience. Bang. All righty.
Second, are y'all as excited as I am about this team this year? We have the most talented roster in the longest time in the NFL right now. We have the best head coach and offensive coordinator in the NFL right now.
I fucking love Zach Thomas.
Now, the best defensive coordinator in the NFL right now. Last, we have the best fans in the NFL right now. But hey, none of that means nothing. The best means nothing if you don't win right here on this practice field in those meeting rooms. And this is where we need you. We don't need you on just Sundays. We need you every day in this training camp. Let's go. See you in 10, baby.
And that's it, man. Like, that was really a fun little touch by Zach Thomas. I get it. That's more fan service than anything. It really just shows us that it's, we're excited for the guy. Hearing him at the end say, I'll see you all in Cannon. Just a player of that caliber finally getting the recognition was just a hats off moment to Mr. Zach Thomas. And was filled with pride. I was definitely ready to run through a brick wall. But the players really didn't care. They were stretching. They were playing. They were getting ready to go dialed into the zone. But it was definitely nice to get the fans into it. But boy, was it hot. I have no clue how guys like Xavier Howard, Kader Kahu, a couple of guys on the secondary, actually, I was noticing that, we're all wearing hoodies. Okay, guys, it was about 87 degrees out there. Feels like of 95. So on turf, it probably is closer to 100 degrees, feels like. They're wearing hoodies. Okay. Like after practice, when X signed my hat, I talked to him like, how are you not dying? He's like, hey, man, just like the world champs, bro. You got to sweat that off, keep that weight down. My guy's a beast. I'm excited for the Xavier Howard this year, man. It's going to be a nice time. But boy, oh boy, did I get fired up by Mr. Zach Thomas, man. Like after that, we got to see a little bit more of this is just a random short. We got to see a little bit more of the defense working. Right in front of me was the defensive line drills. I was on the 50s, so I got to see Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips just really working. And honestly, I could watch it all day. I think it's really cool. Last year, we got to see a lot of Melvin Ingram and Jalen Phillips. This year, it's Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. I like that Jalen is always that pass rushing specialist. Always guys are trying to teach him. Just a sign of a great freaking player, man. They are excited to give the man more shine. All righty, that's the one I wanted to show. Like, look at these drills, man. They're very simple, just hand-to-hand combat battling. Okay. But hey, if it works, it works. I love Chubb's energy throughout this as well. He's laughing with the fans throughout these little cuts. But in the drills, it's all focused. They're all dialed in. They work those pads afterwards. And eventually, after about 20 more minutes of just working one-on-one, they go with the rest of the linebackers. but it was nice seeing them work it out together, man, especially in that heat. They're dialed in. Chubb cannot throw, though. He tried to toss that hat, barely made it into the first row. So, yikes. But besides that phenomenon, I'm really hoping for a big year from these two guys. They can be the NFL's best pass rushing duo. It'd be a wonder to see. And that's a big point that I'm going to hit on, guys. The reason I keep harping on the fact that this was a massive defensive day, a massive day for the defense, especially in that second half. A lot of the times the whistles were getting blown. There wasn't a lot of space. One, the secondary was playing well. The man coverage definitely suits these boys. Love to see what the corners were bringing in. Cater Kahoo with the orange shirt, his playlist, he was balling. He was also wearing a hoodie, so was Xavier Howard, and they were still dialed in, lockstep with a lot of these guys. Even Eli Apple was doing some pretty good reps. He just came here yesterday. He didn't even have a freaking name on his shirt, and he was still doing some decent reps with Waddle and whatnot. There was not a lot of time. But even when you're even looking at it that way, like Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips were still eating. Okay. Like I don't know if I'm going to give it more credit to the secondary, more credit to the defensive line. I just think the defensive unit as a whole was just roaring today. And I get it. That might not be the most exciting practice, especially since there's no tackling. There's not really contact. So you're not getting the big hit. You're not getting the satisfaction. I wasn't say there were any picks today, really just a lot of pass breakups or just a lot of plays whistled dead. But it was still fun to see, man. Like I was still roaring to see, like, oh snap, Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb were just rocketing off that edge, man. Those injury concerns gone. Phillips from a couple days ago that sprung up, and Chubb from last year, nada, bro. I'm ready to see these boys tear it up, man. Phillips looks ready. He has 10% body fat. Okay, it's literally the least amount he's allowed to have before cramps become an issue. Like my guy is a physical monster. Him and Chubb keep refining their talent together. I'm excited for this year, man. But with the secondary as well, I think we've got a pretty good unit out there still. It's going to hurt without Jalen Ramsey, but man, was it good to see Nick Needham on the field again. I mean, he didn't really do reps today. He's still recovering from his injury, but to see him out there in sweatpants with the boys, with the team, I remember that Fody Glock. It's a great corner to have, man. The nice UDFA with a nice little bite and chip, man. Cater Kahoo, of course, like I said, orange jersey. He had another great day today as well. He had, I think, one hold at one point, but besides that, he was in it, man. He was going up, being physical. That year, too, is going to be nice for him. True Williams as well. He had the red no contact jersey along with Brandon Jones. But in their little drills, the positional drills, they looked fine. It looked fun to see again, just working out those movements. You could tell that Jones particularly really wanted to get on the field with the boys again. It's going to be a process. They're still recovering from their rehab. Got to thank Nick Needham for his grind and hoping for the best for him. And he looked to be in the highest of spirits. He was enjoying with the fans after practice, signing and whatnot. Like I said, Nick signed the bottom of my hat over here. So thank you, Mr. Needham. And it was a fun time, man. Like Xavier Howard, also great reps. Elijah Campbell, some nice plays. He could have had a pick. Well, I just missed a point on the secondary. Dang it. All in all, though, even though the secondary didn't have any picks and they were very close a couple times, I'm still liking the unit. Like, I still makes me sad that Jalen Ramsey isn't there, but I am a guy who looks at the positives, who looks at the silver linings, and I see things like our young unit is going to have another chance to flourish. Cam Smith, number 24, was already making a couple plays. He's got to get used to the rhythm still, but hey, the kid is young. He looks the part, and I'm praying that Cam Smith gets thrust in that cornerback 2 role, takes off, and runs with it. I would love nothing more for it to be Cater Kahoo, but if he can be more of a cornerback 3, I think that would be probably the best case scenario. But hey, who's to know? That's for Fangio to decide. And I think it's going to be an interesting battle to see cornerback too. I don't think we're in a position where it's like, dang, who are we going to put outside? I'm excited to know who's going to be put on the outside next to Xavier Howard, who's going to be working on the inside. One of these guys is going to be very hungry to reclaim that role. And when Needham gets back, it's going to even be better, man, with True Williams as well. Like, this is still a deep cornerback room, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we've got to keep our eyes on that and remember, bang. Cater, Cam, and a healthy Nick Needham will hold it down, no problem. Exactly. I'm not saying that any of these guys are Jalen Ramsey, Ian Baller. Thank you for tuning in. No one is saying that. But I think that these three, along with the healthy Trill Williams, Fangio can find them enough positions to succeed that they can fill the gap for Ramsey. They can hold it down. And I think it's part of the reason why Ramsey was saying he was confident that in December he's going to be ready for the push, that he knows that the boys are going to be there. I'm sure he gave a speech. He probably told the young guys, like, this is on you, baby. Like, let's go. He's confident in them. Fangio is as well. And I'm feeling it, man. Like, I'm still feeling the energy. I didn't feel like, woe is me, we don't have Ramsey. What could have been with this unit? This unit still looks fearsome. And while I'm still praying that it comes to December and that we're in it and that Ramsey's ready to go and we unlock a whole new level. But I'm not counting out this Dolphins secondary right now as is, man. I think it's a pretty great unit, man. Adam Sadowski, thanks for tuning in. What is up, boss, man? Like, I left with my chin held up high. I know there's a sense of it was a bad practice because the offense didn't do much. The offense wasn't there, that wasn't doing so well. Hey, I'll be going tomorrow, so I'm hoping that they will do well. And obviously, on the days that the offense does well, the defense is probably not doing so hot. It's practice, guys. It's not going to be a perfect day of both of them are on every single play. That was a beautiful throw, beautiful defensive play, but somehow the offense caught it, and back and forth, this and that. No, guys, we're talking about iron sharpens iron. There's going to be some plays where the offense wins, sometimes where the defense wins, and some days where it just seems like one unit is winning a lot more than the other. I am confident knowing this is one of the most electric offenses in the NFL, playing against one of the best coach defenses, hopefully, with a bunch of talent on both sides of the ball. So as long as I'm seeing clashes, as long as I'm seeing one unit perform very well, I'll be happy every day. Okay. Once we get to the preseason, once we get closer to the regular season, I'm hoping that both units look sharp, that both units, when it comes to actual games, start looking the part. But for right now, I'm not going to freak out and think it's the end or start comparing it to last year because we're in a new year. We're in a new situation. Okay. Could the offense have been doing so well last year in practice because we didn't know how bad the defense was going to be during the regular season? Quite possibly, honestly. Last year we thought that it was going to be a great defense, that we thought the Josh Boyer era was going to go off without a hitch, and clearly he got fired. So we were going with Fangio, and Fangio was a great unit, and we know that Fangio style defenses, like the Chargers, they gave Tua trouble. Joe Staley is a Fangio disciple, and it gave him a problem. And we're going to play them week 1. And it's something to worry about for sure if Tua and the offense never click through. But when all of our quarterbacks are struggling through it, and yes, some QBs made some nice plays. Mike White, like I said, Tua had a dime there. Mike White probably had the best throw of the day. But when it's far and few between, I've got to believe that means it's the defense that is eating and it's the defense that is lighting it up. And thankfully, it's our defense. Okay. And we could get to the regular season and Tua goes, well, I'm not even just naming on Tua. The entire offense goes, whoa, 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 whoa. That's all the Chargers, Patriots, Broncos, Jets, Bills. That's all you guys are throwing at us on defense. Bro, practice was 3 times harder than this. Let's mess these guys up. Okay. We could easily see that. And we can go, oh, wow. The reason the offense was struggling so far is because this is the best defense in the NFL. And my, oh my, it's going to be even better when Ramsey comes in, or it's a top 3 defense, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? We might see that crazy jump. It could just very well be that, oh, the defense is getting the better of the offense right now. And then the offense switches, gets back into rhythm and starts clobbering the defense. We don't know. It's the 6th day of training camp. It's the first day for us. And there wasn't even pads on today. Tomorrow there will be pads and we'll get a much more accurate assessment of the team as a whole. But right now, it's still too early to tell. Like, we could go through so many different ways. And like, I could throw on the tinfoil hat. And like, I'm serious. We can go, wow, the defense, well, the offense just sucks. They're terrible. And for the next 2 weeks, we can hear the stories of offensive woes here and there of them slightly getting better, but the defense still being miles ahead. And then we get to the regular season and they're the best defense in the freaking NFL. And then what do we do then? We're still very happy. And the offense might say, wow, alleviated. Let's go ball out. Again, the offense could also just start, flip a switch, clobber the defense, and then we're left saying, is the defense really good? And then we find out, oh, the defense is fine. We just have the best offense in the NFL. I don't know. I don't know how it played out. I saw no pads today. I got a couple of drills here and there to base it off, guys. But the sense that I got is I'm excited. I'm excited for this Dolphins team still. I wasn't left going, that's it. Pat's practice, and for fans who have gone to practice in years past before the McDaniel era, and years forever, it's never like each practice year to year is different. Okay, last year was a whole buzz of excitement. This year was an excitement in a new way. Okay, I see it's a team that's maturing, a team that is growing into its own, and that is not playing around. Okay, they're ready. Practice looked efficient. It looked clean. Yes, it's the NFL, so I assume all practices run that efficiently. But I'm still excited, guys. Corey, what is up? Thanks for tuning in. Let me read the chat. What is up, Nano? Glad to see you're still at it. Of course, man. I had to push the stream back a little bit today. You know, I was coming from the sun. I was in the pool a little bit afterwards. I was relaxing, but hey, now we're good to go. I had to set up the camera. I forgot how to do all that stuff for the live stream, but we're good to rock now. So thanks for tuning in, man. One of the reasons the 72 team was so good was due to having practice against the, I can't read this because of the light. Sorry. One of the reasons the 72 team was so good was due to having to practice against the no-name defense per documentary I watched. That makes 1,000% sense. You know, like we're talking about iron sharpens iron. And I, again, since you brought up a documentary, I'm going to bring up a Greg Olson quote. And this is from the UM team, so it's college, doesn't necessarily apply to the NFL. But he was talking about one of the reasons why the UM team was so disgusting in 2000, 2001 is because practice was 5 times harder than playing against every other team except for maybe FSU. Okay, they were playing against first rounders, and so when they got to play other teams, it sucked, and they were just clobbering them through. You go to the NFL the same way. When the Dolphins are playing such good talent day in, day out, I have to hope and believe that they're getting better every single play. When we talk about Tua having that problem against the Brandon Staley defense, I have to believe that playing against Fangio, the guy who taught him that, yeah, it's going to help him defeat that down the line. Okay, I've got to believe that all these reps are going to be adding to something, Corey. So thank you, man. I think the day in, day out, not only is this offense going to get better, but the defense is going to be better as well. They're not playing against a slouch. Okay, they're covering Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on every play, whether it's one safety, whether it's two, whatever they're practicing, man, zone. These guys know we've got to watch out or we're going to be on a highlight reel. We've got to be 10 toes or Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are going to dust us and we're going to be watching 3 million views on Twitter. Okay, because nothing goes more viral than a Tua throw. So you think our defense is going to slack? No, sir. They were the ones signing the autograph after the game. These guys were drenched in sweat. Okay, absolutely. That. I'm not saying the offense didn't either. I'm sure they did as well, but I view this as much more of a defensive practice than offense. And that wasn't even with pads on. So, yes, there was a couple good runs as well. You know, Savant Ahmed had himself a day. Okay, Mr. 26 was running around everywhere. But again, no pads. So there's not exactly they're tackling him like they're throwing themselves at him. Achane looked shifty. He looked quick as well. I loved seeing the rookie get to work. But again, no pads. So I can't judge running plays as well yet. Just like it's hard to judge passing plays. Sometimes, you know, there's the general rule about after 4 or 5 seconds, plays whistle dead. Sometimes they don't whistle and they let the play carry on, but we know that should have been a sack. But it's like, hey, they didn't consider it dead. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to keep a mental track of the time? Am I supposed to only count the plays where they whistled? I'm not a professional, guys. I'm sure there's other teams, other analysts, and other channels who may want to give that take on it. I'm going to give a much more general take the next couple days. But videos, let you guys know what I think. I'm not a pro, just a guy who loves the Dolphins, you know, and I left that practice loving my Dolphins a little bit more. Okay. If I was hot, I was sweating up there in the stands, and I'm sure anyone who else went can attest it was hot there in the shade. It was blistering in the heat. I love when these boys are working and grinding after that. Okay, it was a hard practice. They practiced hard from about 10:40 to 12:10, I would say. They were inside before that. So, hey, it was definitely a long day, man. Scotty, what is up? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. I heard our starting base defense was nickel. Wilkins, Sealer, Phillips, Baker, Long, Chubb, Kahoo, Iggy, Holland, Elliott. I really love that lineup. By the end of training camp, I see Smith over Iggy. Yeah, Iggy Ogman, he had some nice reps today. He's athletic, man. I'm still not going to give up on a kid who's 23 years old. I got a little lost on the shuffle sometimes, especially because some drills the twos were starting. Like Tua wasn't in. And they were mixing and matching the defense and the offense, and I got a little lost. But for the most part, this does sound like about what I saw. I think Cam Smith agreed. I hope he's going to overtake. I see it for cornerback too to start the season. It's probably going to be Cam Smith, maybe Cater Kahoo if he beats out on experience. The second round draft pedigree might pay off in Cam Smith's favor, though. He was one of the top 10 corners in this draft, anyways, in a very deep cornerback class. So I'm pretty excited for his prospects. He's got some nice size to him as well. I think Xavier Howard could really coach him up. But if Igbo is there, man, hey, who am I to question Vic Fangio, man? Again, we're talking about a kid who is 23 years old. He won't turn 24 until, I believe, December. Like, it's well into the season that Igbo turns 24. That's ridiculous. I'm 25. I can't give up on Igbenogany yet. That being said, though, I like this defensive build. Rafael, what is up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that with the nice hat comment, man. I got this for my birthday way back in April, so it's nice to show it off a little bit more on the channel as well. Back to this point, though. But if it is Cater, I'm also fine with that. I think that in any capacity, it'll probably be Cater and Cameron Smith fighting that CB2, CB3 spot, depending on how Nick Needham recovers from that ACL. Don't count out Trey Williams either or Igbo, though. They are very young physical dudes. The linebackers, though, David Long Jr. also almost had a pick as well. Almost picks don't really mean anything, but it did hit his hands. He just couldn't bring it down. I like him. Okay, I liked him at Tennessee. We've all saw the measurables. The kid's athletic. I have a soft spot for him because I had him in my Dynasty IDP league. So 2 years ago in a Dynasty league with individual defensive players, I had David Long as my middle linebacker for the year until he got hurt. So, I got a soft spot for him. I'm happy to see him as a Dolphin. He is Fangio's first addition on this defense. He's the first guy who went out there and got, kind of like when Mike McDaniel got Trent Sherfield last year. He said, that's my first add on offense. This is my first add on defense. So, hey, I liked what I saw. Okay. I liked what I saw from David Long. Trent Baker seems fine as well. I freaking, my God. It's going to kill me now. What was Duke Riley, baby? Glad he's still on the team. Okay. With a team with a lot of UDFA linebackers again, man. I also saw Garrett Nelson, an absolute monster. Okay. This man is built like an Avenger. Okay. He could be the next big action movie. Like Garrett Nelson, UDFA from Nebraska, was a black shirt at Nebraska. So that is hype. Okay. For those who don't know, black shirts are like, they're highly coveted players. You have to earn the black shirt. Okay. You have to be well respected in the locker room, a player of players, a football guy. Okay. I think only 9 or 10 players got awarded black shirts that year that Garrett Nelson got one, but it's a sick honor. So, hey, hats off to him, man. Loves that coming onto the team as a UDFA, especially with Zach Thomas there. I got a lot of Zach Thomas vibes from this guy, and he is built like an animal. If you haven't seen him, I'm going to pull up a picture of him. That's like, this kid is jacked. But, Vince Take with CB83. What is up, boss, man? Thanks for tuning in, man. Good to see you as well. We're just getting back on the grind. Probably just hit into the third. No, I'm going to go past the 30-minute mark. I'm probably just going to go on until 8:30. Just hit a solid quick hour, but thanks for tuning in, boss. My dogs are going wild right now. I have our 6 CBs: Howard, Ramsey, Kahoo, Needham, Smith, and Trill. And then Crossan or Bethel for me. Hey. Oh, that means no Iggy, Crossan, or Bethel for me. Sorry, I've got a big ass light right here, right covering half these words. So I apologize for that. But that means no Iggy, Crossan, or Bethel for you. In that scenario, I could see us. I would hope we would trade Igbenogany rather than straight up cut him. We probably are going to keep 7 corners though, just because Ramsey's out until mid-December. And last year, we definitely had a little bit of a cornerback conundrum when our guys are just falling by the wayside left and right. It seems their knees were just collapsing. So I'm not trying to make light of that. It just is what it is. It was very sad. I was heartbroken last year. So I think we'll probably carry, in that world, carrying 6. Does Ramsey go on like the IR or something? I don't know how all that stuff works. I've got to look into that more. Assuming that we clear a roster spot, I assume we'll keep Ramsey plus 6 corners, including Howard, Kahoo, Needham, Trey Williams, Cam Smith, and then I'm going to assume we're going to keep Igbenogany, guys. Like, I just probably is what's going to happen. I would love if this kid freaking Bennett Williams, out of Oregon would make it. I hope he makes it on the practice squad, similar to how Verone McKinley did last year. Both Oregon kids, both got to play with Javon Holland. So hopefully that counts for something. But it's going to be an interesting cornerback room, man. I definitely think we're going to hold 7, though, including Ramsey. So Ramsey, hopefully, is not going to count for roster spot. Again, don't know how all that works. Didn't look into that. That's on me. Again, I'm not a professional, so I apologize. If we keep 7, I'm taking Campbell over those 3 as well. Elijah Campbell. Okay, yeah, no, he has some nice moxie to him, man. I like Elijah. Noah's with first team D. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, they're still going to hold it to him. It's hard to pry yourself from, again, first round talent, young, 23. It's like that crazy girl at the bar. And you're like, I can fix her. I can do it. Please let me. Fangio sees this young lad and he's like, no, Noah Benogany, I can fix you. I can make you work. You've got the talent. You've got the draft pedigree. You've got the college name out of Auburn. You've got the athleticism. By all intents and purposes, Noah Benogany should be a good player. Fangio, I hope you're the one who can make him work. My 4 safeties, Holland, Jones, Elliott, and McKinley. Yeah, Verone McKinley is the kid I need on this team, man. That Oregon connection, please. Ooh, Brandon Jones. The day he gets back on the field is the day I'll be very, very happy, man. I think he's one of the most important pieces to this defense. His pass rushing is just disgusting. He's almost like a hybrid linebacker safety kind of deal, except he's way too small to play linebacker. So I love him pass rushing away from up top, getting down close, whatever he needs to do. Man can get after the QB. Man can stop the running back. I love that. Sean Elliott, nice as well. At one point I was scared. I thought he was cramping up, but he waved aside the trainer. He just started stretching his hamstring. Went right back good to go. He's a funny ass guy. So, hey, I'm down for that. And there's a Brandon Jones connection with them there. So that's one hell of a safety room. You've got Jones and Elliott who played together at Texas. And you've got Holland and McKinley who played together at Oregon. Talk about chemistry, guys. If I was making a little Madden Ultimate Team, I'd be flaring up with little chemistry lines right now. Bangarang. Our DBs are stacked. Scotty agreed. And it does, again, now I made this point towards the beginning of the video. It does suck that we lost Jalen Ramsey. But I was watching the DB drills intently. I saw a bunch of monsters, okay? I saw a bunch of guys cajoling with each other, working hard, playing hard, and just letting each other know it's going to be a battle. No hard feelings. We're going to compete for this cornerback room. This secondary is stacked. Our DBs in general are monsters. I'm very excited for the corners still, though. Again, I'm going to keep saying this kid's name just because he signed my hat. Bennett Williams. Come on, man. You got freaking Xavier Howard, Javon Holland, and Bennett Williams on the hat. So, Benny, you got to be good, okay? I'm counting on you. Let's rock. Heard Seattle lost all the running backs again. Do we send Jeff Wilson? I heard he was a mystery scratch. If Wilson was scratched, I know he was scratched. There could be a chance he's being traded. I do not know what happened with Seattle. Now you're scaring me, Cap. Seattle Seahawks. Are we talking about freaking what happened to the running backs? Zach Charbonnet out indefinitely with shoulder injury. That sucks. I mean, it's Jesus. And Kenneth Walker, groin injury. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, that could be a nice, interesting scenario. Okay. Then I'll put the little tinfoil hat on for this. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Charbonnet in Seattle, right? He was one. Kenneth Walker had a groin injury. Charbonnet has a shoulder injury out indefinitely, it says. And then Kenneth Walker has a groin injury. He says he'll miss some significant time. So now we've got some interesting. So if Seattle is down some running backs, and again, we are a team that has 4 running backs, we could maybe have not signed Dalvin Cook because we're like, hey, man, we're not trying to disgruntle anyone over here. We're fine with our running back stable right now. It's not you, it's me. I'm occupied. I'm busy right now. But if Seattle is down like this, we sent him Jeff Wilson. We sent him. He's the guy with scratch today. So let's say it's Jeff. Let's say it's another running back of that tier, of which we have a couple of guys in Miami. Let's say we send Jeff Wilson there. We get a random pick. I'm fine with that. You clear up the roster space, you get a little bit more incentive, and now you go, hey, Dalvin, just freed up a little 500, 900K for you. Come over. Let's rock and roll. I would love Dalvin here still. I don't think we're going to send Jeff Wilson to Indianapolis and get Jonathan Taylor, especially after the GM said there's no doubt in their mind that they are going to keep Jonathan Taylor. They will not be trading him now. Won't be trading him in October. Not happening. So if we can trade anything to Seattle, that's golden. Injuries do suck, though. It's sucks to be cold-hearted the way I just was and think of this as a business deal. I would hope for the best for Kenneth Walker and for Zach Charbonnet. It's definitely sucks. They went from having a very stacked running back room to some more injuries. Something just keeps happening to those Seattle backs. It's a very big shame, but hey, man, I'm hoping for the best for their recoveries. But if the Dolphins can benefit a little bit, hey, it's a cold, cruel world out there at the end of the day, and my positivity only extends to the Miami Dolphins. So, I trade Wilson, Oddman, or Gaskin. Agreed, and that's what I was kind of alluding to. They're all of the same tier. I think Raheem Mostert is a little bit better than them, so I would be fine trading Gaskin, Wilson. Ahmed looked nice today in camp, but again, there was no tackling, so at the end of the day, I'm okay trading him as well. He gets a little bit more work for HN at the very least, and a draft pick's always very nice, man. Great stuff. I didn't know we can get some draft picks. Exactly. Yes, Cap, thanks for bringing that to my attention. I did not know if Seattle's running back woes that way. Again, I was at practice, then I went to lunch with my dad and my brother, came to the pool for a bit vibes, and then, I put a little bit too much in my orange juice. Okay, man. So I took a little nap. But now we're good. Now we're vibing. We're talking on this talk, man. So I hope you guys know. Seattle calling Dalvin. Ooh, that's a beautiful point, actually. The Seahawks might be going for Dalvin Cook. I mean, he's probably the biggest name there. I don't see them complicating their backfield further, though, by getting a guy like Dalvin Cook when they definitely already bothered Kenneth Walker getting Zach Charbonnet. Bringing in Dalvin just seems to be calling for more problems, in my opinion. But if they do go for a guy like Dalvin, because since they might think they're in contender mode and whatnot, they do go for him, it speaks volumes as to how injured Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker are. But without further knowing how injured they are, I can't really speculate on that part. But still like your point, Cap. Yeah, Charbonnet, because of his size, man, out of UCLA, man, is a big bruising back. But, hey, he got one. He still got an injury at the end of the day. It's why we like to talk about injury concerns, history, this, that, in the NFL. At the end of the day, talking about some of the best athletes in the world, and when they get injured, bro, I mean, talking about a rocket in a hard place. Someone's got to give at one point. Some players will get injured. It does suck, but we'll hope for the speedy recovery from them all, man. What would you guys want me to focus on a little bit more in training camp? I'm going to admit I did let myself get a little bit taken in with childlike wonder today and just absorbing everything, just watching. I focused a little bit on defense, but for the most part, I was bouncing around. Were there anything in specific that you guys would want me to focus a little bit more on? Like I said, to me, I care mostly about secondary health, how that unit looks. Pass rush, I'd want to assess a little bit better, but without being able to actually hit the quarterback, without real contact, without real tackling, can't really assess much. And added to the fact that I forgot to bring this up point earlier, guys, this is still not the finished offensive line. Teron Armstead is still not practicing, so this offense is hopefully only going to get better as we work on our offensive line woes. Once again, another season, another year of the Dolphins working out their offensive line kicks on the fly. So, yeah, it's still definitely not the best offensive line. It's not an excuse. It's just something we've got to hopefully work on. New offensive line coach, Teron Armstead still in the waiting to come back and return, hopefully lead the unit. A little scary, but again, can't really judge them until more preseason action, more actual live drills. Still won't be able to hit the quarterback. So I think that Chubb and Phillips had a great day. The counterpoint to that could be that it's still not the best offensive line. I've got to assume that they're going to play better offensive lines than the Miami Dolphins one in the future. But I still think Chubb and Phillips had a phenomenal day. I'm not going to take that away from them. But I'm also not going to completely cry on the offense because it's one of the best offensive line. Like, I can't imagine having to deal with the third string offensive line as a QB3 for the Dolphins. Ouch. Ouch. Um, but hey, hopefully he'll still keep getting better. I bet Dalvin's waiting for the best offer, a needy team to overpay him. He knows his caliber, he knows his worth, man. He knows if anything, he may not have the most leverage, but he's definitely going to pick and choose his spot, man. I'm not exactly pressed over Dalvin Cook. My official stance over this, I made a video in the past. If you guys want to check that out, I'll probably try to link that over here afterwards. But it's actually, I think it's the most recent Dolphins video I have on my channel. So about 3 videos ago. It's about how I think Devon Achane still has a chance to be an offensive rookie of the year. And I'll still stand by that point in this scheme, in this offense. If Teron Armstead is there, if the offensive line is clicking, they're even marginally better than last year, where they were only ranked 26th. They are ranked 21st. I think like Devon Achane can have an offensive rookie of the year caliber season. I think Devon Achane can easily crack 1,000 yards on the ground. You add in some nice little catches over there, some big plays, bada bing, bada bang, taken to the house. Yes, Devon Achane can be rookie of the year. Mike McDaniel can feature him. He can use his blistering speed. You talk about Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and then freaking Devon Achane out of the backfield ready to go. How do you stop that? What do you do as a defensive coordinator? You freeze up, you flitz, and then bang-a-rang, one of these kids kill you. And if it continues to be Devon Achane, because you say, I'm not going to let Tyreek burn me, I'm not going to let Jalen Waddle crush me, hey, Achane will be there. And I'm very ready for that. I really think that can happen. And I would love to see nothing more than Devon Achane absolutely devour people. Okay. That speed is no joke. Again, no tackling today, so it was hard to tell, but the kid is shifty. He is agile, made a couple smart runs, but his speed is apparent. I want him to burst out fast. If Savon Ahmed looked fast to me today, the same thing happened to me last year, where I thought Chase Edmonds was so fast, so quick. Then I saw Raheem Mostert take the field, and I was blessed with the opportunity of seeing what true speed looks like. Okay. Now, Raheem Mostert is a man who ran 22, 24 miles per hour last year, one of the fastest players in the NFL. Okay. Devon Achane, there's been rumors that the kid can run 25, 26 miles per hour. I don't even know if that is possible. I know that Usain Bolt runs 27 miles an hour. But Devon Achane was a sprinter. He's younger. He's fast. He's only 5'9", 195 pounds. He's that quick. My God, I am drooling at the idea of what Mike McDaniel can do with the player of that caliber, man. That speed is no joke. Oof. I hear Phillips and Chubb worked out separately as edge, and OG and Agba, Agba and good with the D line and having Agba look like a monster. Yeah, man. I showed it earlier. I'm probably just gonna show it again. Chubb and Phillips worked out together, and it was pretty fun. Like it was. Now that I have more people, and I think I'm just gonna show it again. But this is what you're talking about. I recorded it. Drills, they've apparently been doing them before, so I was really excited when it was happening right in front of me. I tried to capture it as best as I could. Nothing too crazy. They're just kind of just one-on-oneing with each other, this little combat, and it's pretty cool though. A couple of reporters talked about they've never seen this done in all their years covering camps. I've definitely never seen it before, so I think it's pretty fun. They end up playing with those little with those little orange pads the trainer has in his hands. They worked together for about 20 minutes, so it was pretty fun, honestly. Look at that. Again, I love Chubb's energy as well. I talked about this earlier already, but he was loving it up, living it up with the fans. He was interacting. He was having fun, waving. Phillips was making fun of his wave. They were just having a good time together, bonding. And I know that we expected big things from Bradley Chubb last year directly when he came in. But at the end of the day, Chubb, this is his first offseason with the Dolphins. It's going to be his first full year as a Fin. And I really believe that his chemistry with Phillips is going to make things very dangerous for quarterbacks in the future. 4 days until the Hall of Fame game. Then we're up 8 days later. Man, it went by fast this year, or is it just me? To me, the lack of football is oh so painfully slow. I love sports in general. Soccer is my first love. I love basketball, hockey as well. Lacrosse is awesome. The lacrosse championship, world championship was this summer. None of that compares to football. They all feel like cheap thrills in comparison. So it might have gone fast-ish, but in the moment, it definitely felt slow. But I can't believe we're already back. Honestly, it feels pretty quick. Hidden gem number 50. Number 50, 50, 50. Oh, Mitchell Aguda. Yeah, he had a great day today. Okay. This kid out of my guy, for the little linebacker hybrid role, 6'4, 245, rookie, another 24-year-old rookie. We have a couple of those. I like that for the UDFAs. Um, this kid had a very good day against the run. Mitchell Aguda. I liked what we were seeing. Raphael Knight, definitely a nice little hidden gem. I like our UDFAs this year. Mitchell Aguda. Um, Garrett Nelson out of Nebraska, linebacker. Like we've got some nice UDFAs. Bennett Williams. I'm pretty excited. I don't remember seeing Aubrey Miller Jr. on the field actually. 52. I didn't take note of him. He was the UDFA I was most excited of when we first signed all these guys, but there was a couple names today that stuck out to me. So I'm excited to track them, man. I missed Cater Kahoo last year. I like he went right underneath my nose. I probably saw him at practice, but it'd be nice to be able to see which UDFA this year is going to make his name known on the team because the Dolphins always seem to have a guy. So hopefully it could be whether it's a Goudet or Garrett Nelson. Those two got my money on right now, but Bennett Williams, I'm looking at you, baby. Yeah, Usain Bolt is 27.33 miles per hour. Oh, that's fast, baby. That's what I'm saying. The rumors that Devon Nation can run 26 miles per hour, I don't know about that. I don't know who's charting that. I will say, though, that means he's probably 24 miles per hour. Like he's probably Mostert speed. And that's glorious to think about it as a kid that young, as a rookie. Oh, baby. Welcome, Ando. Welcome back. Who's missed you? Mr. Q, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in, man. I missed you as well, boss. I appreciate you for coming on. Oh, fins up, my brother. Let's go, man. Aubrey Miller. Yes, man. Out of Jackson State. I didn't really keep track of 52 today. That's on me. Again, that's the kid I thought was going to be our biggest UDFA. Garrett Nelson stole the show for me. Like I thought this man was a proven veteran for years. When I saw his arms, he's a freak show. Okay. Mitchell Aguda, though, had a very great day. Yes, sir. Cater Kahoo wearing orange today, so he stuck out. No, I know, man. This year, everybody knows who Kahoo is, man. I loved him wearing the 4 this year as well. Nice sign of respect. He was 32 last year. Disrespect. Now he's number 4. Great number for him. Okay, that's a freaking phenomenal cornerback number. Darth Cater. Again, we're looking for the replacement for Tannehill, man. Might be Brandon Jones, might be Cater Kahoo still. Agent Zero, Braxton Berrios had himself a nice day as well. Berrios might be going on the wall. Tyndall, oh, I spotted him, bro. No, he looked nice, man. 41 out there on the field. Man, the kid, I think he's going to have a good year as well, man. Like, there's a lot of talk about Nakobe Dean this. Oh, all these vacancies are opening him up for him in Philadelphia. Oh, he's going to have all these opportunities. Year 2, he comes from that Georgia defense, blah, blah, blah. In the draft, everyone was talking about how, this year and last year, so many Georgia players were talked about and drafted. Nobody mentioned Channing Tindall. Big mistake. Channing Tindall, again, the athletic monster, 6'2", 240, runs like he's 230, hits like he's 250. Now he's had 50 career starts at Georgia. He did not really play last year at all. The first 3 games were rocky, and then I think he was a scratch for the rest. Yeah, the kid needs to improve, but I never started a single year at Georgia. So I hope there's a role for him. And again, if there's anyone who's going to do it, it's going to be Fangio. I did note him in the beginning of practice. Lost him in the shuffle of the linebackers. It was not the group I looked at the most today. Definitely in order would probably have to been cornerbacks, Chubb and Phillips, then our D linemen. That's what was closest to me. Then I got to see our little receivers and QBs on the other side. Linebackers is probably something I'll pay more attention to tomorrow, especially because my boy Allen, shout out you. He used to play linebacker in high school, so he'll give me a little bit more of an inside eye. My guy. Coming from a diehard Michigan fan, not surprised about Ryan Hayes. Good starting left tackle for years. Oh, I heard good things about Ryan Hayes, man. Little 7th rounder this year, man. I know he played a lot. Russell, correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. Um, I think he played left guard as well. I think he played guard as well at Michigan. So that's where I was hoping. If there's still the issues with Teron Armstead, I mean, we saw last year our tackle spots had the tendency to go down in Austin Jackson and Teron Armstead. So it's nice to hear he can play left tackle. But if he can kick into guard, I think he can genuinely win a starting line on this starting job on this line. Um, it would mean probably moving Connor Williams to center, but oh no, yeah, Connor Williams to center. What am I saying? So yeah, I think he can win a spot. Bangarang. I heard Peely is impressing too as a UDFA. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. If I'm thinking of the same player again, Brandon Peely. Oh yeah, man. So right in the beginning when they were doing the drills, one of the first defensive lineman drills, I was looking at Chubb and Phillips, but to the right, Peely was laying himself out there, okay, on the machines. Like he was having coaches slam on the bags. At first, I thought it's because he was messing up, and then I realized they were just telling him that was beautiful rep. Do it again, 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 do it again. Okay, I noticed him immediately because of the Simone ink, but the guy looks the part, man. He's definitely a big boy. Again, another 24-year-old rookie, guys. We're talking about Bennett Williams, Brandon Peely, Aubrey Miller Jr., Garrett Nelson, all 24 years old. That's wild to me. Okay. They're all older than Igbenogany. Hopefully his development gets him some playing time this year. We're talking about Ryan Hayes or Tyndall. Oh, probably Tyndall. Yeah, I hope so as well, man. I think between David Long and Tyndall, we'll have some nice athletic linebackers for Fangio to play around with. I think Long is probably more of his go-to guy right now, but I have to believe that's more of his safety plan in case the Tyndall experiment doesn't come to fruition. Um, Good looks like he took a big year two jump. Cameron Good, man, like it's good for him. The kid had I want to say he played. He was at Cal last year. Yeah, he's at Cal last year. He was a little one of those kids, the Bruins, the Bears, whatever they are, whatever where Aaron Rodgers went to school. Cal though, um, he was a great linebacker pass rusher there. I remember him. He had like 2 or 3 pass breakups in his college career. He was top 10 in sacks. And this for year 2, it looks like he's coming into his own as well. I still need to keep an eye on him more before I'm fully sold on him. Again, there's no tackling yet, guys. It's very sad to me. Yeah, good. 53. Okay. Yeah, he did pretty nice today, I'd say. Try to make my notes a little bit more organized. I apologize for that. Was that linebacker UDFA that was out first hitting sled solo? I think that number was 56. Yeah, that's Garrett Nelson. That's the guy I've been harping on all today, man. He's a monster. West Virginia University. Let's go Long. Yeah, David Long, baby. I'm going to show a picture of Garrett Nelson right now because I don't think people understand how big this man is. I apologize. I'll never call him a child again. He's not a kid. He's younger than I am. Definitely not a kid. None of these pictures do him justice. I'll show this one, I guess. Because, pause. I can't show no shirtless pictures on this. You know what I'm saying? But look at this man. He's a monster. Okay. He's an absolute unit. All right. He looks the part of that old school middle linebacker. I'd love to see this kid actually in some hitting drills. Oklahoma drills with him would probably be terrifying. But again, like I talked about earlier, this kid was awarded a black shirt at Nebraska, and it's a very coveted award for them. Other schools have their things. Like I know, like the Buckeyes have their little stickers. I think Michigan has a tradition as well for aspiring seniors and like leaders of the team. I forget what it is. You're talking to a kid who goes to FIU. I don't exactly college football is not exactly my prime forte, but I know programs have their traditions and their different respects on that matter. Garrett Nelson was awarded his at University of Nebraska. So man is a monster. Show a quick shot of this picture. Look at the kid. He's a freak. He's a freak. That's enough. For Garrett, definitely he's gonna play inside, man. He's this kid's a thumper. This kid's gonna mess you up. I'd love to see that. Really wrapping up though on these last 5 final minutes, guys. Is there anything you would want me to take extra note of tomorrow? I'm going to give my prediction for the orange shirt. It's gonna be someone on defense again, but I'm probably gonna go with Jalen Phillips. Honestly, I think Jalen Phillips. He had a couple tackles for losses. He's making big plays today. Jalen Phillips is my guess for orange jersey tomorrow, and if I'm right, that's sick. Um, is there anything in particular you guys want me to watch? I'm gonna be taking notes of Cameron Good, David Long, Channing Tindall. We're looking more at our linebackers this time. I need to see more of our thumping boys, how the lads go, especially with tomorrow being the first day with pads on. Again, it's like they're going to go crazy. There's still restrictions, but it'll be nice to see that the boys start hitting. We'll be looking at them. I'll still be looking at the corners tomorrow as well. Further production of the offensive line. Ryan Hayes, I'll be looking for him. Anything else I should particularly cover or watch for? Punt return duty is going with Cedric Wilson. I heard dude muffed the punt. So I will be watching special teams a little bit more intently tomorrow. Practice is wrapping up. I was really just going through the motions towards the end, just watching the punts look pretty. I didn't really pay too close attention. There was a muff. That sucks. I know TD did live stream it. He probably has better footage of that than I do. And I'll be looking more on the Isaiah Wynn stuff as well, Scotty. That's something I've got to pay more attention to. The offensive line configuration as a whole. It's still shuffling. I don't think we're going to see a finish quite like last year. I don't think we're going to see a finalized unit until probably right towards the end of preseason. Again, there's no Teron Armstead right now. So even if there's a configuration right now, I'm not exactly sure how much bearing it has for the whole season. But I will watch for that, Scotty. I will watch for Isaiah Wynn. I want him at guard, though, if anything. Moya, I appreciate you, man. Again, getting back into this win for live stream. I'm going to be trying to live stream every day after the practices. I do have tickets to all of them. Tomorrow I'll be going with two of my buddies, Alan and Zach. So might even have Alan on the show tomorrow afterwards. Yes, if you guys could hit the like button on the way out, that's awesome. I also, foolish enough of me, forgot to say this towards the beginning. I want to thank everyone for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently at 1,015 or 1,016 right now. I just hit 1,000 2 days ago, and was honestly a lot of overwhelming emotions. A lot of people have helped me get this way. You guys all in the chat, I appreciate you. Everybody who's watched my episodes live here on my channel, on anyone else's channel, whether it's my shorts, whether it's videos, whether it's clips, funny things I edit, little rants, monologues, the tinfoil hat, the Homer hat, everything, man. It has been an awesome, hell of a ride, and I'm so happy to get over 1,000 subscribers. So I appreciate you guys so much for everything. Thank you for helping me just get through this. Much more to come. The grind, the dedication is only going to keep improving from here. We're back with football. We're back better than ever, and I'll be covering all 10 practices right after as soon as I can. Today was a little slower. During the week, though, I'll probably try to go to the practices, get my little hat signed, and then go right straight to here and get on live and be able to talk to you guys. So thank you for tuning in. I know TD was live as well, so I'm even happy I got a couple of heads in here. I appreciate you guys. I'll be doing some live streams more often, more frequently. And thanks for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Fins up, all the way up. We're going to have a fantastic season. Even with Jalen Ramsey's injury, I have no doubt in my mind we're still going to go 12-5. We are still going to go make the playoffs. We're still going to make some noise. We're still going to try to win that division. It's all going to be the backs of this young defense, this defense with the fire led by Coach Fangio, this offense with its head on straight. Year 2 of Mike McDaniel's offensive system. Year 2 of him as a play caller. Year 4 of Tua. Year 3 of Waddle. 1,500 yards for him. 17 touchdowns would be glorious. Tyreek Hill wants 2,000 yards. Let's get it for him. Tua, light it up. Stay healthy. Running backs, run. Offensive line, protect. Defensive line, keep doing what you're doing. Crush souls. All right. Put the clamps on them. Secondary, everything. Whole defense, whole Dolphins. Everyone line it up together, man. So, as always, the longest outros of all time. Just want to hit the 1 hour mark, but thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I will be sure to bring you guys some great training camp footage. Probably edit some more stuff and hopefully make some posts. If not, I'll be getting some new footage for tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in. It's always a pleasure, everybody. I will see you tomorrow for the day 2 of the Dolphins camp open to fans, day 7 of training camp. Thanks for tuning in. Be easy, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Fins up.